All right, let's get started with Chapter 9, which is performance-based assessments. So it's really looking at direct measures of competence. So children acquire a variety of skills in school, such as memorizing, reading, solving problems, and investigations. But other skills involving critical thinking are best assessed with performance tests. And that's really what we're going to focus on today. So, what I want you to do, in a moment, we're going to have a turn and talk, but I want you to first think about a time when you used a performance test instead of a paper pencil test. It actually makes me think of our class from Monday night as we were sharing our understanding by design projects. And I want you to just take a moment and share with the person next to you an example of when you did a performance test that was not paper pencil. So you were really kind of using like formative or summative, really looking at what your students were, how they were applying their knowledge and transferring their knowledge. But what was the performance test that maybe you've seen or you've done? So turn and talk and share with the person next to you, and I'll give you about 20 seconds to do that. You can turn and talk right now. So there's other ways of measuring besides paper pencil, and that's really looking at authentic ways of assessment. So direct measures of competence. That's assessing complex cognitive learning. It really simulates real world to observe achievements, habits, and behaviors, and also assess social skills. So performance tests allow the teacher to really see the meaningful learning in a way that doesn't really maybe feel like a test. They're embedded within the lessons. Higher level thinking that is expected in Common Core is able to take place and feedback can be given right away. This was taken from our book, and it's a school in actually Colorado developed a list of learning outcomes and indicators for learners for K 12. A rubric was also provided with 4 categories. It was created to help guide teachers, and teachers use this list in creating their lessons as well as formative and summative assessments. So here you can see when you break it down, it's a self directed learner, a collaborative worker, a complex thinker, a quality producer, and a community contributor. So when you're developing performance tests for your learners, there's 3 steps. The first one would be deciding what to test. The second one, designing the assessment content. And the third is really scoring the rubric. So I'm going to talk about the first one, deciding what to test. There's some general questions that can help you, really looking at what essential knowledge or content is needed. The second one being what intellectual skills are necessary. And the last one, another question you can kind of think about is what habits of mind are important. This was taken also from the book, and these are different skills in acquiring information, broken down into communicating, measuring, investigating, and then skills in organizing and using information. Organizing, problem solving, and decision making. So that's really the first step. And now I'm going to turn it over to Orvalita, who will finish sharing step 2 and 3.